Jonathan Ackerman, our Chief Marketing Officer. Let's bring him in the show here, man. He's got a look at. We finally got someone on screen.
Look at that smile. There
with
he
like
is.
kind of a matching background to like match mine. I got more dolls, obviously, but you know.
I'm the only guy that hasn't gotten the memo. I don't really have a cool background.
We'll get you some dolls.
No, you don't. No,
we'll
you don't.
You some dolls, man.
At least you got rid of your echo, though.
I had an echo. Nobody told me that I had.
No, this is like when In the Club started. You were like in the echo chamber for so long.
Yes. Like I now have a real microphone. So
the wolf of marketing. Someone.
Wow.
Wow. Look at that. Jonathan, welcome in, man. How are you doing? It's great to have you here.
Oh, I'm blushing from all this love I'm getting from y'all right now. Y'all are not like this normally. I think I get a lot of barbs normally.
Very important question that we want to start with. When is the price going to go up, buddy?
Not financial advice. Not financial advice.
Right.
I'm sorry. I've been told by our COO to not talk about price action, so I'm going to avoid it.
Right. Got it.
Fair enough, man. Fair enough.
What don't you want to talk about? Let us know so we can ask the right questions.
I'll talk about anything else.
But by right questions, okay. When's the market going to go up?
You gotta give us something here, man. Come on. No, we're just joking with you guys. If you're just joining us, Jonathan Ackerman is the CMO at Dexalot. He's the guy who makes all these fun marketing things happen. So
he is the top idea dog. I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
like some of the marketing stunts that this team pulled. Wow, because you see a lot of projects out there and everybody does the Twitter sharing and this and that, but the way we produce content, the way we do events, the way we organize, unbelievable. Like I'm not a marketing guy and it's just like, amazing to see how this is done.
Let me just say real quick that it's not just me doing all of this stuff. A lot of these ideas come from me. A lot of times talking to one of the two of you or one of the other people on the team, like Jimmy's the one over here who's making all the stuff happen. Burke, you're here on the show. Like, this is not done in a vacuum. This is not done all by me. Like, it's truly like y'all and all the people in the chat from Dexalot are the people who are making this stuff happen. So seriously,
my bro is displaying a weird kind of leadership. The leaders that I know in corporate world usually take the credit. This guy refuses it. Interesting. All right.
It's very diplomatic. I mean, that's what we know about him, right?
Very diplomatic. That's right.
Yes, dude. Yes, dude. Well, to start off, since, I mean, obviously Firestorm and I know you. We work together, but why don't you tell the people a little bit about yourself and like how you got here? Like, what was your original background? I know you kind of like don't have a traditional crypto background, so maybe you could talk about where it all started.
Well, first, let me ask, what is a traditional crypto background?
Well, let me preface that by saying, typically when we talk to folks here on the show, they come from like either a TradFi background or something in finance, right? And I know that isn't necessarily you, so that's why I'm asking.
So I was born in I'm not going to go that far back. I was not going to go that. No, I feel like I got my start doing marketing when I first moved to Minneapolis. Actually, I'm going to be real, a little bit before, but I really got going when I moved here, and I actually started a radio show at the school I went to. And that was kind of how I got connected to people in the music scene and like got connected doing all the stuff that I'm doing. Like you see, even now I'm doing radio shows. We're doing radio shows. Like that stuff is stuck around for a long time. That didn't last for a very long because I had some drum and bass DJs there that were smoking weed on the roof, and then they shut down the radio station. So I got in trouble for that. All
DJs, that you gotta watch out for DJs.
I know these drum and bass DJs, but anyways, I got my start in music, and that's kind of where I was like really enjoying myself. Like always been a music person, been buying records for my entire life, and once I got into the music stuff, realized that one, I want to be a DJ, but then more than that, I want to do shows, I want to do events, I want to do all these other things, and that's kind of how I got into marketing, was through throwing events in Minneapolis, and then doing cool parties, like throwing my own parties. And then through that, got connected to Red Bull, and ended up working at Red Bull for about 10 years, doing marketing on the brand and like the culture marketing side of stuff. All during that, I also founded a music festival, for lack of a better word, Zombie Pub Crawl. That was our mascot, Phil, right there. And that was, I don't know how many years, 15 years, 14 years, a long time of doing this music festival. That was,
how big was this?
I think we were like around 50,000 people in 3 different cities by the time COVID killed it.
It was a big deal. It was a big
one hell of a community, eh?
Yeah.
50,000. Okay.
But I think between all that stuff, you see that like, and this is, I'm like planting these breadcrumbs now, because all of this stuff has to do with community. All this stuff has to do with like fandom. All this stuff has to do with like, how do you engage the people? How do you like tell them, explain what these ideas are? So, you know, I'm putting that out there right now. But yeah, did all that stuff. Actually was working, got recruited for like a fintech startup in, it was like a challenger bank kind of thing that was using like TradFi stuff. Was working there for a little bit, realized that TradFi is not going to do anything revolutionary, and crypto is the place I need to be, and had been kind of like circling the crypto space. We were working on doing like Bitcoin ticketing in like 2013 or something like that for the music festival. Like always kind of had my eye on this stuff, always thinking about it, and figured now is the time to get into it.
That's awesome, man. So how did you like connect with Dexalot? Like after you got into your like initial crypto space, like how did you connect with Dexalot?
I responded to a LinkedIn job post and met Tim first.
Our COO, Tim
like
Shan.
LinkedIn hire.
Yeah.
In crypto.
Wow.
But it works.
Yeah.
And you know,
honestly, this is the craziest thing, is met with Tim, met with the founders, but met with Burke. And Burke is the one who's like following up with me, asking all this stuff. Firestorm, sorry, being like, what do you, are you going to do this? You're going to join this company? You're going to be doing all this stuff? Like emailing me, calling me, like following up, selling me hard on it. Firestorm was here from the beginning.
I'm a hound when I need to be.
Yeah.
And listen, you know, I'm going to take a little bit of credit. When I see a gem, I chase it. Jonathan, the way he sort of talked about getting people to feel something about a product, getting people to understand, love, enjoy, and be part of it is exactly what's needed in crypto. And like, you know, he thinks I sold him, but in reality, he sold me so hard that I went to bat and like chased. Let me put it that way, right? And that's the kind of marketing we kind of want for what we're building.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. Tom and Jerry in the chat. Hello. Good to see you too. Yeah, man, that's awesome. And I guess like, what was it about the LinkedIn post? Like what drew you to Dexalot then, I guess? Like what, and I guess Avalanche more specifically too.
I think for me, a lot of the stuff was education that I was doing as I was looking at I saw the job and I was like, oh, okay. Like this is very interesting. Nihat and Jingas, the conversation I had with them was like, super. I was like, I vibe, I get y'all's vision, I understand what you're trying to do. Talking with Firestorm and understanding like where the strategy was coming from, and then even Tim, it's like Tim knows his shit. Tim has been doing this forever. You know, he's 70 something, 80 something now. Like he's been around, and he's been
I thought it was 92, but
whoa, that was slick. Wow, look at this guy.
Yeah.
Anyways, keep going.
No, but that was it. It's like the team, and that's what always sells to me. It's like what sells Dexalot, and what I love about this project and being a part of this is it's like everyone who's here like knows their stuff. Like we have honestly the best team in crypto, and it's like you see it time and time again. Like activation after activation, campaign after campaign. Like we kill it. It's the community managers, everyone. I'm not going off, but you get it.
Hey man, you know, it's very encouraging, and we do love to hear it. And you know, I guess for people from the outside looking in, it is kind of cool to see that we do have kind of a, not everybody on our marketing team has a shelf of records and doodads and stuff, but you know, that is the vibe over here. We do like stuff, you know, so it's kind of cool to see from an outside perspective. Maybe if you're looking in, now that, this is what we're working with here. You know what I mean? These are the kind of guys we are.
Little bit of alpha about Jonathan Ackerman. If and when the folks in the chat or the folks who watch this later meet him, he is the best guy to go to a party with that I've actually met. The reason is he, like, you know how traders are all about price, alpha, algos, whatever that may be. Jonathan is exactly like that for events and parties. You go to a party with him, he'll know what everything costs.
Yep.
He'll know who the DJ is. He'll know what, like, the equipment is working well, what's not working well. He's like the best guy to analyze an event. So if and when you meet him, especially if it's at a social event, get him to give you the alpha. It's very cool.
Yeah, we definitely have got into some interesting things at the Avalanche Summit just because of that alone. So yeah,
yes, that's exactly right.
Oh, we got a new chatter
as well. So we got
a new chatter. Daredevil, what's up, Daredevil? Love it. Daredevil 8871. Congratulations, team. Hey, we appreciate it, man. Congratulations to you for joining the chat. We'd like to see new friends in here. So speaking of events, I'm kind of jumping ahead a little bit, but talking about events, and Jonathan is a great guy to go to a party with. He knows everybody. He's like the mayor in Minneapolis. You know what I mean? We both live in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I don't know if that's still true since, you know, COVID kind of changed everything and the nightlife scene died out. But this guy, at one time, he knew everybody.
Yeah, now I'm like the mayor of Foursquare rather than the actual mayor.
So anyway, I wanted to ask you, you know, you have produced so many live events. That's actually how Jonathan and I know each other, from the DJ and event world. We came up throwing events together. So I can testify this man has thrown some huge events. I've DJ'd at quite a few of them. One day, maybe we'll tell the DMX story today. Should we tell the DMX story today?
The DMX story is involved, and it also, I have to do a voice for it. So
you can. Well, we'll save that for the end. Okay. Get ready for this, guys.
If we have time,
the rapper DMX, we've got a good story. If we don't get to it today, we'll tell you sometime. So yeah,
if we have time, because I have plans on getting both of you wound up during the show. I'm hoping that I'm going to get y'all really going on something.
Oh, man. Interesting. All right. Well, talking about live events, obviously, I know you've been to the Avalanche Summit like both times now, right? Twice.
2 times.
Yeah, Jonathan 2 times over here. So, you know, as a producer of live events, and obviously, you know, we're a little biased, but the Avalanche Summit is pretty amazing, right?
Yep.
What would you say in terms of like what their events team does that sets that event apart from like other crypto conferences?
I think it's a great team. Jade on the team is a super creative person who has a ton of experience, both like Burning Man, some other stuff like that. Oh, wow. And then Jay, who's the marketing guy over there who also runs all the event stuff, is like, he just gets it. Like, I think the last summit, the thing that really impressed me was the final party. Like the bar for events in crypto is like, throw a good party. And like nobody clears that bar. I'm like, that's the craziest thing to me. Like here's the bar and it's so low and nobody ever clears it. And it was like Jay and all the Avalanche people like threw a killer party on the last night. And that's all you needed to do. Everyone who was there felt the love and felt the excitement. Like it was easy to just be like, this is different. This is great. But then outside of that, I mean, it's like when you see the event, it's like, at least the past 2 years, it's been in this like kind of little village outside of Barcelona. And they make it interesting where it's like, you have like, here's my journey to go to this place. Here's my journey to go to this place. You're seeing people in between, you're engaging. It's really fun. And I think that's what I appreciate about the Avalanche events team and like the Avalanche team in general, is that they know how to do events really well. And they bring kind of a fresh perspective to it. So very excited to see what they're doing for the ETH Istanbul Avalanche house. I hear that one's going to be a banger.
Yeah. Do you want to say anything about that?
No.
All right.
So I'm gonna say something. The last idea that Jonathan and the rest of the team put together, and I think it was a lot of the guys that worked on it. You know, Jonathan, some of the people that's been helping us, our producer contributed to it. Like, that thing is sick. Like it's just amazing when you see it. The puns and the design and the idea is so well done that you're like, holy crap, that's a great idea. And like, you know, especially if you end up seeing it live at an event, Go spend some time with it. It's very cool. So I'm just gonna drop that.
All right. That's something.
I don't know if we can leak something about it. I would love to, but I just feel like I would get truly killed, so I'm not going to leak anything.
Yeah,
but Jonathan, you know,
you better stop talking right now.
Got it.
All right, next question. So obviously we're in a unique space, man. How would you say that your marketing approach is unique? Like when you got hired on at Dexalot, what did you say? I'm going to do differently here. Like what did you focus on?
Well, I think there's a couple of things, and I guess I'm taking a second to think about this, but like,
do you think?
I think the crypto space is, if you approach it from a pure like fintech financial company like point of view, like you're kind of missing the forest for the trees. Like you're really focused on sort of the wrong stuff, and I think that the space is more about community than people who are here. We get it, we understand that, but like outsiders coming in, I think it's like the community is really what drives a lot of these projects. And I come to it too from like a place of fandom. I think that like the reality is like a lot of these projects, like you're betting on a dream, you know, it's like you're investing in a dream, like you're buying into a dream, you're buying into a vision that like you believe in, and a future that you want to see. And I think that like I try to approach it with a lot of I think with that fandom mindset and like that community mindset, where it's like really like, how do we be sort of the type of project that people want to be fans of, that want to engage with, that want to hear more about us, like not just, hey, here's the numbers and this is what we're doing with this, but more like, what's fun about us, you know? It's like, how can we be a more fun project? So that's kind of my approach with it. And I think at the end of the day, the community is who amplifies us, is who supports us in everything that we're doing, and it's like that's a big part of how it all happens. So
and it's a fantastic balance. I'm just going to add something. While I do care about fun, I care a lot more about dominating the pricing and liquidity scene, quite honestly. And you know, I am a believer in UX, but you know, I'd rather have the best possible price to do the best possible trade than have fun. And like Jonathan comes in, reins me in, and he's like, bro, you need to chill. You need to do this first. Let's get this out to the people, make sure they like it, and then, you know, combine what you have with you know what we're suggesting. So
yeah, I feel like
it's a fantastic balance that we have.
I have to be like Firestorm, you're scaring them. Turn it,
yes,
turn it down a little bit. You're scaring them.
A little. Yes, I know. And that's why it's always like, you know, cults hate me, because when something is bad, I say it's bad, and then, you know, whatever.
Firestorm, you're just a truth speaker, man. That's like you're just out here like spitting truths, you know, spitting hot truths because you're Firestorm.
Yeah.
Yes. Try to, anyways.
Yeah, dude. That's all. Make sure you're following him on Twitter, guys, and Stars Arena. Quite honestly, Dexalot is also
all
on
of us.
Arena. Dexalot is on Stars Arena, guys.
Let me just say real quick, I'm bringing this up because I was talking to Firestorm about this earlier, but the Stars Arena like phenomenon, whatever it is like, there's a couple things with that I think are interesting. Is like adoption is super fast, like a ton of users piling in. It's exciting. It's easy to use. The part that's breaking is just the Web 2 infrastructure. I think I saw a post that was like very funny about that. But like the thing is like, all right, so if you think about social media, you had Friendster that came along and that kind of got people onboarded to the idea of social media. You had MySpace that came along, and that's where you start to get people really engaged. They're like customizing their profile, they're doing all the stuff. And then you had Facebook come along that built on top of like the education those two platforms did ahead of them, and then like blew it up. You know, they made it exclusive, they made it cool, they did all the stuff. It's crazy to say Facebook was ever cool.
Yeah, right.
But you get what I'm saying. Like, and so like that's what I love about Stars Arena, is it's building on the backs of like FriendTech and all these other like SoFi like apps that are out there. And so it's like, it's really cool to see people just going nuts for it right now. They're just jumping in and going crazy. And so I'm hoping, like, recognizing that it is a different channel. Like, it's not Twitter, because it has some like other hooks that you can use that are a bit different. But I do want to try to like find ways to make Dexalot somebody that you really want to engage with on Stars Arena.
You know, after our phone call in the morning, I was like trying to wrap my head around the entire, you know, user profiles that are tradable, that are sort of Twitter-like, etc. And the one thing that eventually dawned on me is, you know, there was Twitter. And then if you talk to anybody in crypto, they would not call it Twitter. They would call it CT or crypto Twitter.
Yeah.
It was almost like a subsection of Twitter as a whole.
Yep.
And now we have a potentially better user experience, some monetizable content creation opportunity in a separate platform that likely works better and that has a actual crypto connection. And I know a lot of crypto people have been hating on the changes on X. And now, as the end user, one of two things are going to happen. Either X is going to start truly losing market share from the crypto Twitter space, and they have to improve. Or this new thing that we just started participating on as a channel is going to dominate, and I'm still going to win as an end user. Somehow, like the guys who created this found something that's a win-win for the end user, i.e. me, you, etc. And I'm looking forward to seeing how this pans out. You know, even though I'm the price and liquidity and domination guy, you know, it's one of those things that is actually fun that, you know, I'm adapting to, if you will.
Also, I really want to get them on In the CLOB. I think that would be a sick
Yes,
show.
we should
That'd be
totally
a really
have
good one.
them.
Yeah.
Like,
Stars Arena.
Yeah.
If you're out there, please want to
Yeah.
get you on In the CLOB.
Come hang out.
Yeah.
Let's get you guys over here. Yeah. Definitely, man. I did see that X just signed Paris Hilton to an exclusive posting deal. So that platform on its way up, baby.
Yeah. Take note.
Twitter, aka X, is so annoying to use now, you guys. Let's all go to Stars Arena. It's, oh my God, Twitter's so bad. What is happening over there? Anyway, that's my Twitter rant for today. So obviously, Jonathan, you know, with the market being what it is, how do you keep product rollouts exciting when things are like this?
Whew. That's definitely a tough one. I think that's the one that we end up struggling with the most as a team. Like we spend, I mean, you know how it is. We spend more time talking about that than almost anything else.
Right.
But I think
the biggest one, before you go, the biggest problem you guys have is you don't make shit up, bro. Like as a marketing team, you actually say real things. You focus on real things, which I noticed is a differentiator. You know, I'll let the jury decide, especially in the long term, if this matters. But you know, props to you guys.
No, yeah, and I think it's what is it's kind of fun, honestly.
Yeah.
Like now that things are slower, like the people who are here are like the people who actually care. Like we have we have our 5 sort of like VIPs that are a part of our community that really like they've dug in and they're more excited about some of the numbers that we don't actually get to share as much.
Right.
And
folks
so
out there that are doing the math.
Yeah. Yeah. But real quick, like I think what it is it's really about framing it. It's about setting it up in the right way. And it's about making sure that it's something that people care about at the end of the day. It's like making sure that it's like, if we're releasing something, people care about it. Like, but yeah. And Firestorm is always the one who has all the charts. He has all the data. Right. And then we have to figure out a way to make it look pretty.
The coolest thing here is that, actually, I don't know if it's cool or bad or good, whatever. Like, as the market obliterates people, a lot of people leave, right? The people who are still around are usually the ones that are more attentive to actually changing dynamics, right?
Yeah.
And the stuff that's underneath Dexalot is intentionally designed. We didn't copy anything from any project, neither the tokenomics, neither the exchange itself, neither like the liquidity stuff that we're doing. And all of that is being built with purpose. It's not a clone, right? Which also means that the folks in the community need to pay a little bit extra attention to see if it's working or not. And, you know, one of the more difficult things is, again, people are not focusing on the right things. And I've started seeing tweets about transactions, uptake, like all the things that are happening about our platform. One of our top guys this morning tweeted about AvaScan and some of the information you can access there. Citizen 3, recently posted some stuff related. Crypto Kindergarten, actually, who I see in the chat.
CK.
Yeah, my dude CK, he actually has some videos. He actually compared some gas stuff, right?
Yeah.
If you're optimizing, trying to like get the most value, like these are the things that you're gonna look at, bro. And at the top of the bull, everybody was like, oh, like there was this craziness. And when the market sort of comes down, attention should increase, not decrease, because now you're going to be able to differentiate because you only need to check 3 things rather than 300.
Yeah.
So I think we're getting real traction. We appreciate our community members. Beast Lorian is another one, obviously, who posted the tweet this morning.
Yep.
And like, you know, our community members are getting the information out to the rest. You like everybody just needs to look.
But I mean, you, this morning on our call, you were showing me some stuff, and it's like that's kind of like I mean, if you still have it, you should show it right now. I think that would illustrate the point really well. Is that sometimes
you too? Is this like the presentation bullshit that was being spewed earlier? Like you know, I'm supposed to show. Is this what we're talking about here?
I might have made some promises on your behalf.
Yeah.
But I think it illustrates the point is that oftentimes, like, we have maybe not the prettiest data. We have producer John that can come in and clean stuff up, but oftentimes, like, we
have pretty clean data actually
Yeah.
at this point. So, you know, let me give context to the folks, and why not? I'll share something. Like, this is the only thing I've been looking at for 2 months at least. And one of the reasons why I am aggressive about talking about it is because I have the data now. I can finally see rather than claim, right? For a longest time, we said capital efficient execution happens through central limit order books rather than the alternatives. And there was a reason for it. We just didn't have enough data that we could display, right? Now we launched Simple Swap, which allows us to have that liquidity be available on a host chain being C chain. I don't know. I can share my screen, right, John?
Yeah, I think we've made a special screen just for you. Can we? I think production is getting it ready right now.
One sec. Let me just set a couple of things. Okay. I mean,
Jonathan.
I just need to pull some data, but I'm ready whenever.
All right.
John says yes. Okay.
Yeah.
1 second.
I love this. This is my favorite part.
This
is my favorite part of any meeting is when Firestorm either is presenting something or takes out the paint doc.
Oh, okay, let's do it. John, what do you got for us?
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, hold on 1 second. We're gonna get you in a much better screen view.
So just to provide context.
Hold on, before you start explaining, let's make sure the screen view, because John is going to get us a special screen view for this.
Firestorm, don't forget about the VOD. We got to upload this to YouTube, baby.
Oh, that's right. Okay. So I wait.
Yeah, I don't know why let's check. Production, can we full screen? Can we get the new overlay in there? Production.
Production is freaking out right now. Technical problems brewing, it seems.
Production's like, no, we cannot.
All right. Are we not? Let me
1 second. I think maybe there's another way to do this. 1 second. Maybe he was just telling me. Nope, not that one. That one. How about that?
Okay.
Is that what he was asking for? Because he was, I think, texting me saying, "You're doing it wrong way, dummy." Is exact. Dude, like, you guys didn't tell me that I was supposed to.
He didn't want to do this. You guys,
nobody told me that I was actually going to do this stuff, right? Like,
they told me that you were going to do it. I didn't mean. They told me.
I take responsibility for this one.
I take
responsibility for this one.
Whatever. Listen, it's not a problem. This is what I do literally all day long,
Yeah.
And then, you know, I annoy our devs about why don't we have this and that, and like, anyways. So let me just give you a little bit of context, okay? Context is this. We have sort of curated liquidity, and Cengiz, one of our co-founders, actually alluded to some of this information.
Genius.
That you can literally see in CoinGecko. You can just go on there.
I'm just going to interject here. Nihat and Cengiz, geniuses. Like, seriously, those guys are like out of this world with the way they're thinking about this stuff. So
True. Yeah. Essentially, we curated liquidity that actually can automatically move with the market, unlike an AMM. Because AMMs don't automatically move, that means impermanent loss, maybe for some other session. But we have professional market makers who move with the market, and they use a lot less capital to provide a much tighter price with much better depth, right?
Yep.
And up until a few months ago, right before we started SimpleSwap, this was a theory. Now it's facts, right? Like I just set the last couple of hours. And actually, let's do this. I picked an AMM that we are basically collecting prices from. Then, of course, we have the SimpleSwap prices that we're collecting. And when you put them side by side, the difference you see is massive. Okay. And when I say massive, I'm talking about bull market multipliers. In lower volatility times, the price that you see on SimpleSwap can be anywhere from 5x to 50x better. Okay, imagine half a basis point against 40 basis points in the alternatives, right? Now, just to sort of walk you through what this price tells you, it's literally blue and red are prices pulled from an AMM. Green and purple are prices that are captured from SimpleSwap. Under SimpleSwap is the central limit order book liquidity provided by the market makers that we have, whether it's community or contracted, doesn't matter. And when you look at prices like this, and if, for example, I get rid of the bids, the best way to buy the price is to buy it at the cheapest possible price, right? What you're seeing here is sale price for AVAX against USDC on Dexalot. Here, for example, at this point is 923 when you get 928 at the at the AMM.
All
5
right.
cents difference for $10. You may say $10 is too small, bro. Who trades $10? $10 is the, mathematically speaking, knowing the math underneath the alternative ways of trading in crypto, $10 is supposed to be the best price because, AMMs typically have curves that actually go exponential over time. If you increase, and again, I'm going to get rid of the bid, the picture doesn't really change, right? And if you go up to, I don't know, $2,500, again, get rid of the bid.
Wow.
Picture doesn't change.
Yeah.
Now, if you put the prices back in, the SimpleSwap prices being between the AMM prices mean SimpleSwap simply has better prices. Once I was able to capture this data and once I was able to see it, I realized this is not even really the competition. But if you look at other assets, the difference becomes way more drastic. Like if you look at $2,500, which is so far what we've allowed SimpleSwap to have really good prices. And again, we're just launching. This number will increase. Like, look at the difference. Like the prices bid and ask that you get on SimpleSwap, mind-boggling. And I'm going to show one more before I stop.
CK, I'm just going to interject. CK gets it. CK has always got it, so no surprises there.
CK has figured this out a while ago, actually.
Yeah.
And we've been trying to figure out what is the best way to get this information out to people. But look at stable swaps, right? For $2,500, the half spread is about. Actually, I can do this. Show you instead the basis point spread. Yep, there we go. It is like a few basis points versus, again, massive difference. Like if you just look at this is 8, this is 60. What is 60 divided by 8? More than 7. 7x improvement, right?
Why is excuse me if I'm an idiot here, but why is the AMM giving prices that are always like in 20? It's like always moving 20 bips.
There are a couple of reasons. It depends on which AMM you look at, but concentrated liquidity AMMs have a minimum bin distance, right?
Okay.
Who said paint? Somebody said paint. So think of it this way, right? Think of it this way. If you have bins like this, and I think this is Uniswap V3, right? If you have bins like this, and this distance is 20 basis points, if your size is large enough, between bins, there's always going to be a 20 basis points jump, right? Versus if you go to, like, stable swaps are not great to see. If you go to Dexalot, so for example, between $250 at basis points, it's around 4.5. And then you go to 500. AMMs move, but Dexalot doesn't. Because there is no bins, there is no like discontinuous liquidity curve in our solution. And this is why TradFi uses this type of solution. We obviously have improvements on top, but it's a pure function of market makers that are sitting on top of each other and providing continuous liquidity along the curve. Again, if you go back to Paint, if there's a big price move, this bin is going to go. And if the mid is here, you're going to have like 10 to 20 basis points until the next bin, which is a shortcoming of the way this technology is designed. And again, this was designed because blockchains just couldn't support CLOBs, and now they can.
So earlier you asked me for a couple predictions. I have 2 predictions with this information. First, this is going to be our most watched VOD for sure. 1,000% most watched VOD.
Let me just jump in. Viewers went up like 5. We got at least 5 more viewers as soon as Firestorm started sharing a screen. I'm just going to say that right there.
The one thing I'm going to tell you, there was another table here, and I didn't want to drop that table just yet, but that table basically measured which of the liquidity sources I'm selecting here wins being the best price for the period that I'm pulling.
Yeah.
Now, just by looking at this picture, I think you can guesstimate it, but eventually I will like literally pull that information across a very long time horizon. And I'm going to show people once Simple Swap reaches everybody, what % of the time it will win the market, and it will blow people's minds.
Yeah. But, I like this. I like
the same.
And my other prediction on this is that I feel like we're going to see some of these AMMs out here just turning into CLOBs eventually. Like, mark my words. It's like you see them moving closer and closer through different stuff. I bet we see at least one of them go full CLOB at some point here in the future.
I think in that sense, the paradigm shift is apparent as blockchains become faster and cheaper.
Yeah.
You no longer need a single sort of transaction-based curve, math-based trading capability. You have market makers whose job it is in TradFi to do liquidity provisioning, coming to DeFi, providing tighter prices, providing better hedging under their covers for themselves. And I actually have been seeing more CLOBs popping up in other blockchains. And I actually expect any AMM that sort of doesn't have really special tech to eventually become a CLOB. Like,
I mean, even the ones who have special tech. Well,
there are some cool things that I've seen, like which allow like liquidity to be sort of put together, etc. But like to be as capital efficient as possible, you want to go this route with cheap transactions and high speed in terms of finality.
So one other thing, all these charts that you have right here, like I'm writing a check now that Brad's going to have to cash later, but I think we should try and do a scholar series and we can give them some of these charts to do. Maybe, I don't know. We'll let Brad make the decision on this one because he is the scholar king. But I think
true.
Firestorm, if you're willing to share this stuff.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I'm happy to look.
Tim.
My utopia was I wish, somebody in the community could write the code to pull the data and actually figure this out themselves. Because, like, I know that we already know this. This is the reason why we built it. But if other people arrived at this conclusion just by looking at public blockchain data, there's nothing special here, right?
Yeah.
This is data that is available for anybody to capture and look and make their own sort of decisions. And CoinGecko has it. Like, you don't even need to go fancy. Just go look at CoinGecko. 2 basis points versus 60. And where do you expect the volume to shift when aggregators are integrated?
Yeah, for sure.
There it is. Beautiful.
Anyways.
All right, let's change things up here. Let's get back
And
to our.
let me just say, a lot of alpha dropped right there. If Jimmy was on the horn, it would have been going the entire time. You wouldn't have been able to hear any of it.
I didn't want to ruin anything. You know what I mean?
Nice.
We get a nice little. Here you go. There we go. Lots of alpha horns.
There we go.
I even got yelled at. You guys, that happened in real time. Firestorm didn't want to share his screen. Jonathan twisted his arm. Got him.
Dude, I'm fine sharing. You just like if you let me know ahead of time, I could have made like pink and like other colors. You know, like
you could have had John make something. He said you were. Yes. He said you were exploring your inner artist. Let me see where that.
I had to pull out my paint, bro, and the paint is only reserved for my inner circle.
Yeah, it's true.
You guys, look who just joined. Almost missed it. Sorry for being late.
Beast.
Dude.
There he is.
You missed you got to go watch Beast. Go watch the VOD right after this is done, my guy.
Yeah, you're gonna love this one.
Yeah, you're gonna love this one.
He figured this stuff out already.
He's the OG. But you can watch the VOD, and Firestorm did a screen share for like, what was that, 5 minutes? That was intense screen share.
5, 7, something.
Yeah. Well, we are running a little short on time, so I wanted to kind of wrap things up with our CMO Jonathan, but I wanted to ask you before you go. Well, obviously, I have a request. You need to give me a song request, but no. Let's wait on that.
Okay.
I gotta ask you, man. We've done just to remind you guys, since Dexalot's inception, we've done a lot of different marketing campaigns, right? We were at the Red Bull soapbox race.
Yeah.
I don't think any other crypto projects have been a part of the Red Bull soapbox race, right? We've done the Dexalot Trading Cup, of course. We've
Dexalot Trading Cup is coming back soon too. So those of you who are out there who are traders, like, keep an eye out.
Awesome. So that's going to be fun. But we've done a lot of stuff. The launch of our subnet, all our new products, the portfolio page, Simple Swap, obviously our biggest launch to date. What has been your favorite marketing campaign that Dexalot has done thus far? Or I guess your favorite marketing campaign of Dexalot's?
All right, y'all are going to hate this, but you haven't even seen it yet. It's what we got. It's what we're working on right now. Firestorm talked about it earlier, and he's leaking stuff, and I'm like, we need to stop this leak.
I didn't leak anything. I just said people worked on it. Something was worked on by somebody. That's it. That's all I said.
I'll tell y'all what it's called. It's called Dexalot Speed Pump, and it's gonna blow your mind. This is probably the best thing I've ever worked on. I love it. It's really good.
The speed pump's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Like one day, I'm just gonna tell you the story. One day, I got literally pulled into a random meeting. I'm like, you got to join this right now. I joined, and I'm seeing something, and like, people know me. I talk a lot. Sometimes people are like, bro, shut the hell up. And I couldn't talk at all in that meeting. Like, I couldn't say anything. I couldn't comment on it. I couldn't add feedback. How, folks in crypto are opinionated. I usually have opinions. This time I was like, wow, that's it. That's all I can say.
Yeah, it's a banger. Like, I'm psyched, and it's something physical that people are going to be able to interact with at conferences, at events. TBD where the first place you're going to be able to see it is, but I do hope I'm what I'm planning on right now is us being able to have like a video of some people interacting with it available soon.
It's a banger, guys. Yeah. It's a banger. I think people are going to love it too. So, wow, good choice. All right. It's so that's a future marketing campaign that you shall see from the Dexalot team is Jonathan's favorite. Very interesting. So look out for that one because we have had a lot of bangers, I will say. And Tim says no Dexter. Oh, well, yeah, Dexter will return. Dexter will return when we have some.
I also always will love Dexter. But Dexter is
the guy.
I am of the opinion that Dexter was here before I was. Dexter was our mascot before I even got here, and I showed up and I'm like, actually, this is great. I can't improve on this. So Dexter, I don't credit Dexter as being my sort of brainchild. Definitely Speed Pump though.
Yeah. Shout out to Jengus and Nihat for developing Dexter.
Seriously, they killed it. They weren't even trying, and they're like, they killed it.
So great. We love it. All right. Well, you know what we got to do, man. And guys, here's the thing. Jonathan he's like me. He's a retired DJ, right? We're out the game. And actually, I was supposed to have a gig on Sunday. I usually DJ at the Twin Cities Marathon. It got canceled because it was too hot here. Canceled because of heat on October 1st, y'all. Anyways, we got to get a request, man. I'm going to jump back on the turntables. You got a bunch of records back there. You got to have something good. I know you got something.
You're going to laugh at this one.
All right.
My request today is Happy Birthday by Stevie Wonder, because my wife is about to celebrate a birthday and I want to do something to make her happy. But then also we got our 75th episode. It feels like a celebration today. For the first time I'm on the show, like, why not? Let's do something fun.
Why did it take 75 episodes is the real question.
I think
this guy, he was dodging us, man. He's been dodging us for a while. I put him on the spot and I said, welcome back from your vacation. Guess who our guest is for the CLOB tomorrow?
Yeah, he did actually. He was like,
yeah, I really did.
You started the meeting with our guest friend in the club doesn't know that they're the guest yet, so we need your help in letting them know that they are. And I was like, all ready to be like calling people, messaging, doing whatever. And he's like, it's you. And I'm like, do you think people want to see that? I just don't know if people want to hear what I have to say. I said, do we really want to be smelling our own farts on Twitch? And he's like, yeah, we do. And this show's been incredible. People love it. So I was wrong.
Yeah. Wrong again.
Yeah. Wrong again.
Wrong again. This guy. Why do we listen to anything he says? You know? So you want Happy Birthday by Stevie Wonder. We can definitely do that. Production, send me that one, because I can't guarantee it's on my computer. So
I would be shocked if you didn't have that on your computer.
I would be too, but you never know. I mean, I've purged a lot of music, but
that's a crazy one. That's like one that you just are like, oh, somebody's birthday. Okay.
I know, but there's so many happy birthday songs. But we do have to say, let's say happy birthday to Mrs. Ackerman in the chat. And we hope she has a great birthday. And Jonathan, you've been a great guest, man. I really appreciate you joining the show. Jonathan Ackerman is the Chief Marketing Officer at Dexalot, everybody. If you missed this one, I think you should go back and watch the VOD if you want some serious alpha from our man Firestorm.
Seriously.
Yeah, seriously. So, Jonathan, we will do this again, my friend. This has been great.
Yeah,
and
awesome.
We will see you again soon, sir.
Cool.
Take care.
Soon, brother.
Peace.
My man.